Why, hello there. I'm Sin. We are in the book Nook, and today we are going to talk about the book This Cursed House by Sandeen. And this book follows the story of Gemma. And Gemma lives in Chicago, and she's kind of fallen on some hard times, and she's going through some crap situations where the man that she lives with, who is her boyfriend, knocked up some other girl and cheated on her. She had lost her job because she had attempted suicide. Her father had passed away, and so a lot of crap going on in her life. And she moves in with her friend Betty. While she's living with Betty, she gets this letter in the mail that wants to hire her because she used to be a teacher. So she's like, oh, for a tutoring job. It pays 3 times the amount that she was making as a teacher, and it's down in New Orleans. And this takes place in the early 60s. She takes the job and goes down there. And so when she gets there, meets the lady, Honorine, who is the grandmother, and then she meets some of the other family members, Fawcett, that's kind of around her age, and then Lawrence, who's also somewhere around her age as well, and then some of the other family members. So she's like at dinner the first night. So, who am I going to be tutoring? And they're like, oh, we'll talk about that later, da 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 da. And what's funny is in the letter, they never said anything about tutoring. She just assumed. And so now she's down there. And before she had got there, she had stopped off at a little cafe and had some coffee. And she was talking to the person that worked there. And she was telling her she was going to work for the Duchan family. And the lady was like, you would be best to turn the F around and not go work for them. She's like, what? What? Why? And she doesn't really get quite an explanation. I guess people seem to be really weird about that family. So she's there and she has no idea what her job's going to be. And eventually they just say, oh, you're going to be assisting Grandmere or Honorine. And Honorine is 70 years old. So she's I guess, the matriarch of the family. And so assisting her, helping with stuff in the library. They have a big old library. There's a bunch of occult books in the library as well. She's like, okay, well, this is weird. Also, she sees ghosts, but she also forces herself to not see them and to not try to talk to them. And she's been suppressing this ever since she was a kid. And she was adopted, and her adopted family was always like, don't look at them, don't pay them any mind. If you see them, count down from 5 and try to make the ghosts go away. If you don't pay attention to them, they won't come talk to you and whatnot. And she starts seeing ghosts around this house and this property. And this property is super old. It's this family comes from old money and have lived there for generations. And they pass as white, but they're also part African American, but they pass mainly as white because of their skin color. And then their ancestors owned slaves, and there's this whole history to the family that's kind of effed up. Gemma smells this weird smoky smell all the time, maybe there was a fire. And she asks about it, and no one else seems to know anything about it and whatnot. They're like, no. And it's maybe they've just lived there so long that they don't even notice this weird smoky smell all the time. They also have this maid named Agnes, and Agnes is mute, and Agnes has been behaving kind of weird around her, and it seems like there's a lot of family secrets, and this family just lies about everything. And as she starts to discover some of the family secrets and stuff that's going on, and overhearing conversations, at one point she hears the family arguing, if we don't talk to her soon, or we don't tell her soon, one of us is gonna die. And she's like, okay, what the F? For real. So she goes in there and confronts them and is like, what are you talking about? I just overheard this. What is this? And then she finds out she's related to them, and they want her to break a curse. And she's like, I don't know anything about how to break curses. How do you think I'm supposed to do this? On her birthday, every 7 years, someone dies. And so when she was born, because her skin was too dark, her frickin' family was like, nope. Thought the dad was gonna murder the baby, so they got her out of there, and that's why she was adopted. So the family's effing horrible. So her mother had given her up, and now she knows why, because the family's a bunch of racist a-holes, even though they are part black, and it's screwed up, and their history is screwed up, and now they want her to break this curse. She doesn't know how to do any of this stuff, but they do have a lot of occult books that are in the library that I guess she's gonna look at some of those, maybe talk to some people and try to figure this out. And these people, the curse has also bound them to the land and the house, so they can't leave that either. When they try to, like, just stuff stops them, like getting off the property or anything, or they'll die. So they're bound to the land and someone dies every 7 years. And it's a matter of trying to break this curse because the mother cursed the family because they made her give up her freaking daughter. She's like, well, they think maybe the daughter can break the curse. She's trying to figure out how to do that. And man, it's such an emotional and heartbreaking and messed up and haunting read. It's really, really good. I really enjoyed this. I love the writing. I like the characters. I hated some of the characters because they're a-holes. They're racist. It's an addictive read. I flew through it. Does she start talking to the ghosts? Because who else might have answers but the dead people that haunt the property that she's on? So yeah, it was a great read and I highly enjoyed it. Would recommend. If you are a fan of books that are about hauntings and such, the next video coming up will be about that. So stick around, check it out. And if you enjoyed hanging out today, hit that subscribe button, come back, see me again, and we'll talk about more bookish things and weird stuff.